Hey everybody, I think I'm too close to that camera, man. Tell you what, that camera. That's too close. We can't have it that close. Because when we're too close, you can see our blemishes. And we never want that. Hey guys, got a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Let's get this show on the road. Wait for a couple of you to jump on. And guys, when I'm going to move my seat back, my chair, I'm sitting in the green chair. And when it drags over the, hey Bo, see you Bo. When it drags across the floor, it makes a bit of a sound. So just be aware of that. Okay. Stephen, Crystal, hey everybody. Hope you're well. Tell me if I'm loud and clear. Earlier I was using my DSLR, and I must tell you, it was an absolute mess. Let me tell you why. Is because, you know, there are certain times during the day when the internet connection is absolutely horrible. And then there are other times, I find that early morning between 8 and 9 a.m., the internet connection is good. Anytime after that, it's an absolute mess. And trust me, I have tried all of them. I've tried Liquid Telecom, they're good. Airtel here recently has been good. And MTN every so often on occasion. Guys, earlier, a few minutes ago, I was watching a videotape. As many of you know, the former First Lady, Esther Lungu, was charged with theft of motor vehicles, money laundering, and a few other things. And she recently went to court. Now, while at court, she was, of course, escorted by her husband, the sixth president, former President Lungu, or as he likes to be referred to, the sixth president, not 60th, sixth president of the Republic of Zambia, former President Edgar Lungu. He accompanied his wife when she went to court. Now, what I want to highlight is as they were leaving the courthouse, and anybody that's been to the courthouse, you know the layout of the place. You know exactly, there are several different courts in there. I think there might be 8 or 9 courtrooms in there. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Over there at the magistrate's court. So he was leaving the courtroom along with Esther Lungu. And as they walked through the corridors of the courthouse on their way, en route to the vehicle that was waiting for them outside, Wamumbi Piri was walking next to the sixth president, and she was saying all kinds of stuff. She was saying things like, you should go to cabinet and retrieve the letter that you wrote to cabinet, informing them that you are no longer active in politics. Now remember, this is as they're walking to the car. Wamumbi Piri is yelling these things. And former President Lungu, sixth President Lungu, is walking there. He's trying, you can see it on his face. You can see the expression of consternation, almost embarrassment on his face. And he's trying to play it off. He's trying to sort of, make her understand that this is not the place to do this. His body language to me, and for those of you that have watched the video, you tell me, you've got your own opinion. But what I was reading from sixth President Lungu, from former President Lungu, from his body language, it was almost as if he was saying, Mumbi, this is not the time to bring that up. I do not want to hear that. I am here to support my wife in this issue, and you have no right to talk to me and to say things like that and to make insinuations like that, especially right here, right now. That was the body language. Of course, he didn't say those words. He didn't verbalize those words. I'm telling you that that's what I was picking up from his body language. And Wamumbi Piri was basically saying, imwe balungu imwe mukaye kulia ku cabinet kulia mukapokea enkalata idia Go and get that letter you wrote to them. Go and retrieve that letter you wrote to Chitia who's the cabinet minister, the cabinet secretary to the cabinet, by Simon Mitti. Go and retrieve that letter where you informed them that you are no longer in active politics. Get that letter so that you come out here and start suffering with the rest of us. So that mure chula, ture chulira wonse, ture chula pamo. What basically she was saying is that she was admonishing the sixth president to go to cabinet and withdraw the letter that he wrote to them when he informed them that he would no longer be active in politics. What Mumbipiri was suggesting was that go and retrieve it, go and withdraw that letter so that mule chula pamona fuego. First of all, newsflash, ba lungu tabare chula yo. President Lungu is not suffering. Former President Lungu is not suffering. He is riding high on the saddle. The man's taken care of. He's living a brilliant life. The only difference is he's no longer the president, but he's not suffering by any stretch of the imagination. While former President Lungu is not suffering. What Mumbipiri is saying there is she's trying to coax. Do you know the word coax? Are you familiar with that word, coax? She's trying to coax and agitate the president, the former president, to return to active politics. That's what she's trying to do. That's what Rafael Nakachinda is trying to do. That's what Bowman Lusambo is trying to do. The other day, Bowman said, forget about the convention. We are only going to go to the convention if UPND goes to the convention. For now, let us stop talking about the convention. Let us stop talking about that issue of the convention. Well, Bowman, newsflash, what about those nine candidates that paid 200,000 kwacha each, a total of 1.8 million kwacha that the NPF, the Notorious Patriotic Front, received as nomination fees from 9 presidential candidates? What are you going to do with them? Are you going to ignore that they exist? Are you going to sideline them? Are you going to sidestep them? Are you going to throw them in your sea of forgetfulness? Are you going to cast them in the abyss of oblivion? What are you going to do? You can't ignore 9 presidential candidates. You can't do that. So here's the deal. You've got all these people that was swirling around the 6th president. And when they got to the steps of the magistrate's court, now you know the topography, you know the layout. When you get to the steps, usually what that means is you wait for your motorcade or your vehicle to drive up and then you hop into it. Well, 6th President Lungu stood there and Mumbipiri kept, she said, Inga moto gairiguisa. Oh, where's the vehicle? Where's the car? Oh, it's over there. So as the car was making its way to the front of the courthouse in order to pick up former President Lungu, President Lungu said something to Mumbipiri. And I need you, because I was trying, I watched the video several times. I couldn't hear what he said, but he said something to her. Tell me in the comments, if you watch that videotape, what did he say to her? I was trying to do everything within my power to decipher, to decode what he was saying to Mumbipiri. I couldn't get it. I wasn't sure what he was saying. And I do not want to preempt by sitting here and saying something that I thought I heard or something that I assumed. I don't want to do that. I would rather you tell me what you think the former president said to Mumbipiri in relation to her call for Lungu to go to cabinet and withdraw that letter where he expressed his desire to step out of the limelight of politics and live a peaceful life that is befitting of a statesman. What did former President Lungu say to Esther Mombipiri? Tell me in the comments so that we are on the same page. My advice to the former head of state, and I must tell you that the more we see the former first lady, the former first family go to court, the more they perceive this as persecution, and the more impetus, not impotence, impetus, okay? The more impetus they have to declare a return to active politics. Are you hearing that? The more they go to court, the more they will perceive this as political persecution, and the more it will give them the impetus to declare a return to active politics. And my brothers and sisters, you must understand, let me tell you something very, very important. You see, for those people that are calling for Balungu to return to active politics, right now, whether you like it or not, our former President Lungu, we are looking at him as a former president and a current statesman. But my brothers and sisters, hear me when I tell you this. The moment he declares a return to politics, my friends, the gloves will come off. He will no longer be viewed or perceived as a statesman. He will now become a political opponent. He will now become juxtaposed to what a statesman is. And the moment people begin to look at him as a political contender, all of this stuff that you guys are saying, all of that's going to change, because now, if and when he declares, I want you to hear me, if and when he declares his return to active politics, he will no longer be viewed as a statesman. He will be a political opponent, and the gloves are going to come off. And then he will realize that it was a mistake for him to come back to politics. It's a mistake. This whole thing is a trap by people like Raphael Nakachinda, people like Boman Lusambo. You see, these guys have no foresight. These guys have no ability to see beyond their noses. People like Raphael Nakachinda, Boman Lusambo, these chaps, they can't see beyond their noses. So for them, it is a matter of self-preservation to preserve what they feel belongs to them. And the conduit they want to use is the sixth president, Edgar Chagwalungu. And these crooks will stop at nothing until their aim, their goal is achieved by any means necessary. My warning to these political mercenaries, Nakachinda, Boman, and the like, don't be foolish. You're playing with fire. You're playing with fire, and ultimately, you shall be bent. You have been warned. You've been warned.